Oh yeah, it's most awkward time. And welcome to the most awkward minute in YouTube here. How you doing, buddy? What's going on?
I'm all right, man. How about you?
Hey, I am not too bad.
That's
Nice to
all right.
see that you're awake and alive and
Yeah, man.
all that fun stuff.
As always.
As always, you are ready to go today.
Yeah, man. So the results are in.
They are in.
We have a Republican in office for 4 more years.
I hate you so much sometimes.
Why?
I'm just pissed off that. Did he win though? Did Biden win? Do we want to get into this right away, or do we want to see?
Well, we can at least address it. I think Biden has won. Here, let me move this microphone a little bit closer.
Yeah, temporarily won. Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. Today's a day of awkwardness for me here. I'm all over the map. I've been relaxing all day.
Yeah, me too. I just woke up again.
Yeah, I know. I'm still on baby watch. This thing doesn't want to leave. They start calling it Donald Trump if it doesn't come out soon. And she was due on Friday, and it's not here yet.
Wow, Well,
or he's not here, right?
Hopefully.
Here. Yeah, hopefully within not the next half hour or hour, but
Could you imagine? We got to cut the show. We got to cut the show short.
Give me a minute. Let me just switch over. I'll be driving. Okay, honey, hold this to me. Driving to the hospital, yelling at you about Biden and Bush and everything like that. Oh, fuck, yelling at
Listen, I know I'm about to give birth, but fuck you, Adam.
That's it. Fuck you, you son of a bitch. And like the wife is cool, calm, and collected in the corner. Just like, yeah, pins are only about every 2 minutes. It's all right, honey. We're almost there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and I'm yelling at you on the highway, trying to get to the fucking hospital. Just swearing and cursing. God damn it. All right, man. So it's been, when was it? When were we in together?
Not that long ago. It was Wednesday, I believe.
Was it Wednesday? Not even a week? Yeah, I wanted to go yesterday, but we didn't have enough yesterday, and not much happened today. But I want to talk about your. Let's right off the hop. Let's just get into Alex Trebek. Yeah,
Alex Trebek has passed away. He's 80 years old, or was 80 years old, I believe.
80 years old, stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Yeah,
good run, man. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Good run. He fought right to the end.
Yeah.
There's not much really. Yet again, another person passes that you can't say a bad word about. You know what I mean? Like, just beloved by everybody. Never had any type of scandals at all. Which Alex Trebek did you prefer? Did you prefer mustache Trebek or no mustache Trebek?
Gotta be mustache Trebek, right?
Exactly. Mustache Trebek is probably the greatest Trebek around. At least I think.
Yeah, one day he just didn't have a mustache, and it's like, what? You can do that?
No, you can't. Yeah, no, you can't just get rid of a piece of American history. He just shaved it off.
Canadian history.
Well, yeah, but he is North American history. You just can't cut it off, right?
He's from the other town over. Those of you that are watching this show from outside of Canada know that we hate Sudbury, except for the fact that Alex Trebek came from there.
That's true. Yeah. No, other than that, like, Sudbury's just a big old dirty hole as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Nobody likes Sudbury. Even Alex Trebek probably didn't like Sudbury. Actually, he's such a nice guy. He probably was like, no, it's all right. I don't mind it.
I love Sudbury when I'm there for the 45 minutes every 17 years for a photo op in front of the big nickel. Like, yeah, no, I mean, it's just, I rip Sudbury. I really don't hate Sudbury.
You're the only one. I think even people that live in Sudbury are like, we hate it, but
it's Sudbury. I don't know.
We're too grizzly to admit that we're leaving.
Yeah, exactly. There's money in Sudbury. Like, sure, there's rampant drugs, but they've got a big population. They got everything you need in Sudbury. Got a great regional hospital, great hospital staff up there. Got a lot of good stuff in Sudbury. Just sometimes the bad, like, just kind of overshadows it, right? But I think that's every northern community right now. It seems, anyways. But that is a whole different. That's a 3-hour podcast on how we can fix that. I'll tell you that much. But Alex passed. Do you think? What's up, gentlemen? So do you think that they're going to replace Alex Trebek?
Do I think that they're going to replace him? Yes, I think I do. I don't watch Jeopardy. I don't, like I've said before, I don't have cable, but I would assume that, they're going to. You
can watch it on Netflix. I don't know if you have a Netflix account, but you can watch it on Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've got old seasons on there. So you can see you can see season 1, Alex Trebek season 1.
That's kind of what I figured,
yeah. Do you think they replace him?
Yeah, I think they probably will. Like I said, I haven't seen Jeopardy in a few years, so I don't know how that show's playing out, but I would
It's the same. It's the same. The only thing that changes, they got LED screens now. That's it. That's it. Everything's the same. Who would you replace him with?
Oh, Mario Lopez.
Okay, no,
that's the guy who hosts everything these days, right?
Yeah. Oh, they have. Okay, who have they replaced him with? Because they're saying they might cancel Jeopardy as of today.
Oh, they have. See, like I said, I don't know, but
Visionary Ken Jennings. No, Ken Jennings is an arrogant prick. Here's what I'm thinking. I didn't even think of Mario Lopez. I was thinking Howie Mandel.
Okay.
I was thinking
another Canadian.
Nice host. There was him. Then you start thinking like outside the box. I think I got Drew Carey to do it. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like they got Drew Carey to do Prices Right. Maybe do they get like Wayne Brady do they pull him off of his other show? Let's Make a Deal, which I don't think they can. So you're kind of looking at like probably a colored person I think is going to take it over. I would think. I don't know. Do we get like a comedian to do it, like David Spade or whatever have you? I don't know who you would get to do it.
If Drew Carey replaces him, he's just replacing all of the iconic game show hosts.
No. Drew Carey wouldn't, but I'm just saying, like, Drew Carey was a good replacement for Bob Barker.
Yeah.
But who would do it for Trebek? I don't know. The only one that I could think of was Howie Mandel.
Did you hear Bob Barker died too?
Yeah, funny guy, this guy.
He was hit by a brand new car.
Wow. That's a dad joke that nobody needed right now. 2020 is bad enough. You're going to take Bob Barker.
I got to do it, man. I got to do it. You got to twist the fucking knife when people are down. Fuck, I am fucking sleepy looking. Look at me. I am awake, but I look like I'm still asleep in the fucking face. I didn't realize how tired I look.
That's what I told you.
Fuck. I'm awake, but I just woke up, guys. I don't smoke weed. I don't know what to do about this.
I do. It's called wake up more than 20 minutes before the show, you jackass.
I couldn't help it, man. I passed out hard, and I woke up just before the show.
Okay, just for the record, Adam doesn't drink, so he didn't drunkenly pass out. Like, he fell asleep. He doesn't pass out like that.
I'm quite positive that I have a sleep disorder, by the way. I'm sure you could probably attest to that, too.
Dude, like, legit. Like, I was going to put on Facebook that my kid is already 3 days late. He's like you.
But I'm not late. No, late. Not fair. I'm not late for anything, but I am tired. Like if you make an appointment.
Do you remember us as kids?
Do you remember? I mean, if you say like, let's hang out at the park and we're going to be there at like 8:00, I wouldn't show up at 8:00. I'd show up once everybody's there. But like, if you're like, hey, we're going to go for fucking dinner somewhere, I would be there fucking early for that. Like if you have like an appointment, I'd be there. But if it's like, hey, we're going to a party, well, I'm not going to show up at like. I'm not going to show up at a specific appointment time for a party.
It's North Bay's Batman. Louie, nice to see you, my friend.
There we go. Vigilante of North Bay.
That's it, yeah.
Vigilante City.
Hey, I'm glad he jumped in. Speaking of vigilantes, your girlfriend Biden won the presidential election.
Yeah.
Quote unquote won the election. I don't know what's going on, man.
You don't actually believe any of these stupid lawsuits, do you?
It's only gonna have to be proven once.
Oh yeah, I heard your theory is
just once.
If Joe Biden eats a Dorito with a piece of glass in it, all of his votes are thrown out or something like that.
Well, what?
That's what you said last week. One piece of glass is all it takes. One piece of glass.
No, okay. What I said was yes, exactly. No. So what I said was if you're eating a bag of Doritos and there was a piece of glass in said bag of Doritos.
It's a vote. It's not the same as Doritos.
But if there's only one piece of glass, they got to recall that whole lot. And they got to go through that whole lot. Dude, I'm telling you right now. Here's the deal.
Here's the deal. Doesn't matter if they find a piece of glass or not. They are going to recount Pennsylvania. They are going to recount Arizona. They're going to recount all of these states several times over. And guess what? It's still going to come up Joe Biden.
Which is fine. I know this is what people need to understand. I don't think Joe Biden, I think Trump is going at it as it was Biden's doing, and Kamala, or I've got to learn to say her name, future President Harris. And that's what I think. I don't think they did anything wrong. I don't think there was voter collusion or anything like that. I think it was the left themselves, the voters that were like, "Fuck this, we cannot have Trump get in." I'm telling you right now,
nothing happened. Do you honestly think there was voter fraud? Do you honestly believe this? Listen. For months, they said this is exactly what's going to happen. They said that Trump's votes will come in early, and the late votes will be Joe Biden because they're mail-in votes, and Donald Trump is going to try to pretend that they're fraudulent votes, but they are not. They're all legitimate votes. And voter fraud does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it's always such a small, insignificant amount that it doesn't matter.
We've never seen a voter turnout like this before. Do you know what I mean? So people have been voting in record numbers, which is great to see. Mm-hmm. But what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? But I'm telling you, it was the left themselves. And you say, "Oh, they're not that dumb, dude. They're idiots."
It's not that they're that dumb. It's that it's extremely hard to commit voter fraud.
Not if it's not with mail-in voting.
Yes, with mail-in voting, it is. It's still extremely hard.
So I've already talked about this last week, and you're just going to piss me off even more. But I don't think Trump. I honestly don't think Trump.
Stop watching Fox News. They're lying to you.
Holy fuck, dude! I've been watching like all this shit, like Associated Press, all these guys, because you're like, cut your cable, cut your cords. I'm like, all right, I did. I've been going on the internet and trying to find like Associated Press and all this stuff. But no, it's not good enough for you. No matter what I do, even if I were to tell you, if you were to tell me, close your eyes and walk across the street, there's no cars coming, and I did it. I got it. You're like, why did you trust me? Why did you trust me?
Why would I? What? That is not. That's not a fair. If there was ever a straw man argument in my life, why would I tell you to close your eyes and walk across the street? And
that's just using that as a fucking example. Like, no, you're dumb. That's exactly what you do. You tell me to cut the cord, I cut the cord. I find stuff from AP, and it's not even good enough for you. Where do you get your news? Fucking BuzzFeed, you little fuck. As you click on it and see what kind of pirate you are, all of a sudden now you're like, oh, there's no such thing as voter fraud. No,
it's not that there's no such thing. It's such an insignificant amount that I don't think it's going to matter.
I honestly think with the mail-in ballots, they'll never do that again. Never, ever, ever.
Oh, I disagree. I think it's going to be quite the opposite. I think now that they've opened up that box, that more people are going to be mailing in their vote.
All right. So do you think Trump leaves? Do you think it's kicked out? Do you think he's dragging, kicking, and screaming?
I think this is what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to, rather than serve his term until January, I think he's just going to peace out the next couple of weeks.
Think so? I think he's just going to he'll lose his court cases and then go, fuck you, I'm done.
Yeah. Instead of continuing his term till the end, he'll fight, kicking and screaming like a child, and then once it's like, okay, man, it's fucking over, he's just going to be like, fuck this, I don't need to stick around then.
Yeah, no, exactly, man. That's exactly how it goes. And I don't know, man, but they're talking like AOC, and we're going to talk about her in a bit.
Before we move on to that, I do want to say that one thing that's interesting that I'm seeing is the right side seems to be imploding a little bit. There's a lot of, like, even one of our friends said, can Trump just admit that he's lost? Like, even I have to say he's a big Trump supporter. He says, yeah, even I'm a Trump supporter, but come on, man, you lost. Can we just say Joe Biden's the fucking president? And there are senators, governors, and representatives of the House who are saying this process got me elected. Donald Trump questioning the process and implying that it's not accurate is a threat to me. So now there are actual career politicians who are turning on Donald Trump as he's leaving because he is spitting in their face on his way out.
I shouldn't have mentioned AOC, but now because she's so far left, but even the left are like, no. We got to follow Sleepy Joe and bring the whole country back together. That's what we got to try and do. And she's like, no, you got to kill the right. You got to destroy them. They're like, you even remotely say that. Like, the right has guns. That's what people need to understand. We're not Antifa. They don't have little twigs, and they're not like breaking into your shed, your backyard, or whatever have you. They have guns. Mm-hmm. And if you go after them, it will be a slaughter.
But like, what do you think about the right turning on themselves and imploding a bit? I watched.
Adam, here's what happened. Here's what's happened for the last 4 years. We've gone from, like we said, you and I, we're centralists, basically. Like, we're right in the middle, but I lean more right, you lean more left. You're probably a little bit more left-leaning than I am right-leaning. But sure. I believe I
don't know. Like, I don't know if I would call myself a centrist. Or I don't know. There are things about the right that I like, and there are things about the left that I like, and I am a reasonable person, but I don't identify with people who are in the center, like Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton. I tend to like people who are either extremely left or even extremely right.
Oh, that's right. You're a Proud Boy. That's right.
No. I'm definitely not. I definitely. They wouldn't take me these days if I did. They're probably the people that hate me the most on the internet right now.
Continue to fuck us. I think it's great. I wish they would all tune in. But no, but here's the deal, man. Like, I think that he's going to pull them back together, and then people from the right are imploding. So people from the left, it's both sides. They're like, "Oh, Joe wasn't supposed to be that nice. Like they weren't supposed to come back and say like we're gonna bring the world together." They were like,
"Listen, but let's stick to the right first because we started off with Donald Trump. Let's stick to that, and then we'll make our way to AOC like you want." But I've seen conservative podcast hosts who say, "Fuck Fox News, they called the election for Joe Biden." People going that far. Turning on Fox News, actual right-wingers turning on Fox News. Yes. And career politicians turning on Donald Trump.
Yeah, dude, like because they didn't get their way. Like the right has crybabies just like the left does. And like I told you,
there's different sides. There's some saying, okay, well, we lost the election, but we're in a pretty good spot. Like I think they gained seats in the Senate. They're at least, I think they might have gained one seat in the Senate. Yeah. So they're making progress there. The Republican Party is sort of moving forward in some respects, although they've lost the election for the presidency. So there's a lot of them that are saying like, okay, well, we're not so bad here. And Donald Trump is like, whoa, throughout the whole process. And they're going, what the fuck? Now we can't, like, that is not good for the party. And Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about the party.
No, it's like most of the left now hating Hillary Clinton. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you can go and say, yeah, okay, Trump was good. Trump is comedic because he's made the U.S. economy huge. But I mean, he's gone now. So it's not so much what you've done; it's what you're doing for me lately. There's a lot of that in the world. I mean, even in the world today, like, so Trump's gone. Like, let's just say like Trump's gone. Now they're talking about him running in 2024. I'm like, don't do it. Get somebody new in there. Get a young guy. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Just get somebody new in there.
I will say this: that Trump running in 2024. Is the only way Joe Biden will get reelected.
That's it. We're on the same page. That is it.
The left doesn't like Joe Biden. They voted against Donald Trump. And if Donald Trump runs again, they're going to vote against Donald Trump. So Biden will win again if he's fucking still alive at that point.
But no way. Can he live?
What is he? He'll be what, 81?
Until 2024, I think so, yeah.
And then he'll be 85. That is fucking old, man. Like,
that is old. Like, that's like, you can't even, like, no, that's good, man. Like, no, I don't know. I wouldn't even have ran now. I'm so goddamn old. I would have let Bernie.
I think you're just barely old enough to run now. I think you have to be 38 to run or something like that.
Dude, the last thing I'm doing is getting into politics. There's no fucking way. I'm surprised.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. But you're saying I'm too old to run now. You're barely old enough to run now.
Joe Biden's too old to run now.
I thought you meant you wouldn't run. But if you were Joe Biden, you wouldn't run. I get what you're saying. Okay.
No, he's too old.
Sorry, like, my brain's just waking up.
Yeah, we know that. Fucking.
All right, so you're saying AOC is getting out of politics, is what you said. I didn't read this until we got on the pre-show, and I got some catching up here.
She is not happy with the way her party went. She is not happy. She wants to take names and numbers and all that stuff of all the people that have supported Trump and all this, and wants to make their life a living hell and wants to do this.
That's surprising.
And the left, I'm going to call them the left and right because that's the easiest way to explain it to people. The left are like, no. We're not going crazy on this because we got what we wanted now. We can't be children. We won. We don't have to cry anymore. He's not my president. All this bullshit. We don't have to do any of that stuff now. And she was like, what? No, that's why I got elected, because I'm going after the right. And they're like, you even go after the right, you don't even know what's going to happen to you.
What is she going to do to the right, though? What can she possibly do?
She could throw wrenches into everything. Anything she wants to do.
She's not going to, like, beat them up and rough up their kids or something.
No, she's not that smart. She's in
not that smart?
Dude, she's in New York, not old New York. Like old New York, I'd be a touch afraid with with some of the families down there. But no, man, like now she's upset that she had a thing of the left would run the world and they would be, they would do all this cool stuff and they would have,
Well, I know she's
socialism.
She's one of the people that penned the Green New Deal, and I think Biden is a bit wishy-washy on that. Some days he says he's for it, and some days he says he's against it. And I think he's kind of said he likes some of the things. I could see her being upset about something like that.
Yeah, she's pissed off about everything because she's not getting her way. So before Trump, when Trump was in and she was talking, everybody was going, "Oh, she's the future." Now they have their own guy in right off the hop. They're like, "You shut up." Because we need to get more people from the right.
There are quite a few people on the left who are quite fond of AOC, and
a lot of people are fond of her, but not for the reasons you want to be fond of her, right?
How do you mean?
Well, she's an attractive young lady.
No, there are people who are fond of her political ideals. I'm not. She's a little bit. I'm not sure she's as dialed into reality at times with her political views as I would like.
Dialed into reality. Dude, she's living on fucking Jupiter.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like the Green New Deal, there are things about it I like, but it's a little bit like, have you read it? It's a little bit like, are we children here? Like, this is not going to work.
Dude, we are children here. She wants to turn the U.S. and California right now, which I hope she does.
It's not even California. Like, she wants to shut down all fossil fuels and whatever, and replace people who lose their job with universal basic income and things like that.
You got to be careful here in Canada. Like, if you want to talk about Canada, we talk about Canada. I think our election's coming right around the corner, but
possibly. Why are we talking about Canada though?
Well, because they want to do the same thing. She wants to have the same kind of model as Canada, but a bit more extreme into socialism. And socialism doesn't work. Tell me a place where socialism works.
Some people consider Canada a little bit socialist. We have universal health care, things like that.
That's basic needs.
I know. That's exactly it. That's what I say. But then they all call it fucking socialism in the States.
No, socialism, she wants to, like, everybody makes the same amount of money, socialist.
No.
She wants,
yes. No, she doesn't.
Go watch
Nobody wants that. They just want things like universal health care and things. Some people want a basic income.
Basic income. It's called get a fucking job, and that's your basic income.
I to be honest, I think universal basic income could have some merit if everyone got it. The idea that if you earn a certain amount that you're disqualified from it, I don't think that's fair. I think everyone should get it.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to talk finances, but I don't think my household would qualify for it.
Yeah, I think it should be everyone gets an extra whatever it is, $1,000, $2,000 a month or whatever. That would be one thing. If it's just you have to not work and get it, then
just get rid of fucking harmonized sales tax in Canada, and we're all good. Fuck, man, 50% off the talk. Yeah, we're talking fucking basic income. God damn it! No,
shout out to Vlogging Life. You may actually know this person. This is someone in North Bay that is a YouTuber.
Oh, nice. No, I don't think that. We are talking basic income. I don't think it works because what happens, and I've noticed this in Northern Ontario, or in Ontario. I just say that now. When our minimum wage went up to $14 an hour or whatever the hell it was, like I got lucky that part of the program worked is awesome in Hamilton. It's not awesome in Hamilton. Hamilton's a fucking tire fire right now because their cost of living is so goddamn high there now, and that's the problem.
Dude, if you have a universal basic income that offsets that cost.
It doesn't offset that cost because everything else goes up. Like the minimum wage went up to $14 an hour. Let me tell you, my apartment that I had before I moved into the house, my apartment was $900 a month plus hydro, or $925 plus hydro. Basic, it went up to $14 an hour. A shittier apartment in my building went from $900 or $950 to $1,200 a month because everybody was making more. Hydro's good.
I believe you can only raise your rent by
4%. 4%, but that's if I'm in it. The minute I move out, that's a whole new.
No, I think it is.
No, that's a whole new avenue.
So hold on. I think it is even if nobody is in it, you can only raise it by that same percentage. But if nobody's in it, there's nobody there to hold you accountable for it.
No. Once you move out, you can up, because I know I moved out of my apartment. My landlords are amazing. Mm-hmm. They were like, "Yeah, your apartment has gone now from $900 to $1,200 a month." I'm like, "Are you guys doing it?" They're like, "No, we're leaving it all the same because you did some good stuff. You didn't really screw anything up in the apartment. It's pretty good. You guys lived there for 4 years." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, so I'm not a landlord, so I can't really speak to it. But I thought it was even if nobody's in there, you can't raise it more than a certain percent.
There's something cool called rent control in New York State. That if you're in a rent control and your building's not old, they can't do that. Even if you moved out, you can only go up 4%. But yes, it doesn't. The pilot program in Hamilton is not awesome. It is costing us a fortune.
I don't know, because the other thing is if there's this universal basic income, that means that the burden is no longer on small businesses to put money into the local economy, and money is still being spent locally without that burden being on local companies. So there's more money to go around. Everybody's fucking, everybody's making more money.
Give me a fucking tax break, man.
Yeah, tax break would be nice too. But the thing is universal basic income takes care of everyone. It takes care of everybody.
Here's the deal. Let's do it this way. If you have a job, you don't pay income tax. You don't pay tax. Or you don't pay tax up to, if you're going to $20,000 in taxes a year, you get back from the government if you have a job.
What about people that don't have a job?
Get a fucking job. How hard is that? No, I'm tired of paying for people. It's ridiculous, man. I got guys that I drive to work and I see it in the same fucking neighborhoods I drive by. They've got a $1,000 patio set. They're out there at fucking 5 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, or 8 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday morning, cracking open a case of pints, and I'm going to goddamn work. How's that fair to me? Why can't I sit on my ass?
But I'm saying you're not going to get this extra tax break unless the people who don't have a job are getting this universal basic income.
Fuck you. No, I don't even care for it. I want those fuckers to get it.
You say, fuck me so that they don't get something for free?
Absolutely. They've been fucking me up. Every which fucking way I'm getting fucked. You might as well continue to fuck me even more, but I want people to fucking work for it. Now, what I'm saying is, if you and I have a job and we've worked at our job, now you make whatever you make, $100,000 a year, I make $100,000 a year. Give me the tax break. I don't care if the person's working 23 hours a month or a week at Tim Hortons. That's fine. You're helping out. You're doing something. But I'll give you the tax, or the tax increment, or whatever you want to call it, the basic income. But if you're just sitting at home collecting welfare or whatever the have you, get off the government tit. We're done here. Fuck off. You're just a leech.
So what I'm saying, though, is the only way that you're going to get this extra, say, $1,000 a month is for the guy that's unemployed to get it too.
No, the guy.
And you're saying no. I don't want the extra.
Get him a fucking job. Get him a job. That's what I just said. You're not listening to me at all.
No,
I just said,
I am.
Get him a job. If you're working 16 hours at Metro, give him the benefit, as long as he's getting out of his house and just helping himself for the common goal. I'm not saying.
They've shown studies that many of the people who received the universal basic income would go on to find a job. A lot of it is used for things like babysitters and things like that, so that they can take care of their basic needs.
I have to pay for a babysitter. I know that's coming. That's going to be.
I know. Fun. Well, wouldn't that be nice if you had an extra $1,000 a month to pay for that babysitter?
I work. Give me the fucking tax break. Don't charge me.
But I'm saying, listen. The argument is you can't get it for just the people that work. It's either everybody gets it or nobody gets it.
Why not? Explain to me why not. Explain.
Listen, I'm sure there's plenty of tax breaks. That's fine. But the argument that we're having is either everyone gets this $1,000 or nobody gets it. That's the argument we're having.
Okay, so then here's what we're going to do. If you cannot find a job because of whatever you want to do, dude, go volunteer. You need to volunteer at the Salvation Army, at a soup kitchen. You got to go. The cities will have a government program in the summertime ran by the government that says this person can't get a job. You drive around in a truck now and you fucking rake up all the parks and you clean up the glass.
Socialism.
No, because you can't fucking find a job. We'll get you one.
We will put you to work.
Exactly. I love it.
You don't have the freedom to be unemployed.
All I'm saying is that if you looked at life and you looked at it the other way, so the guy who busts his ass and works 50 hours a week or works the overtime to get that extra little bit of money in his paycheck, all of a sudden now he's got to work a little harder so that some schlup can just sit around and do fuck all for the rest of his life and just get this basic income. Now, if I bust my ass and I work, and then my wife works, and then all of a sudden now we're above that threshold because I did 17 hours overtime, I just lost $20,000. I ain't working for shit. I'm telling you that right now. I will go to Tim Hortons, and it's nothing's above me. I'll go pump your gas. I don't care. I'll be like, fuck it. I made more money pumping gas than I did working 60 hours a fucking week. Like, do you understand what I'm saying, though? Like, I don't think you are. You're like, so the guy who's on welfare, who drinks a pint at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday morning on his $1,000 patio set, on his geared to income fucking homes, and we've been around some of those areas because one of our buddies, I don't know if he still lives there, but lived in that area. We watch these guys drink 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, dude, it's too, like, I'm Tuesday. I got to go to work. What are you doing? Long weekend. I'm like, dude, you're on welfare. It's always a long weekend. It's like you're on fucking retirement. But no, I'm the bad guy because I got to go work 60 hours. I want to set up a studio. I got to work a couple extra hours overtime and bank all that money until I get enough. That's what I got to do. These guys are sitting at home and you want to give them basic income?
I'm not saying anything against somebody that wants to work. I've worked 36 hours this weekend. Like I'm fucking a workaholic. When I'm not working on that, I'm working on this and I'm working on other things. I'm always working. I'm always busy.
I'm not saying
what I am saying though is in this hypothetical situation, I'd get an extra $1,000.
No, I understand that, Adam. But what I'm saying is that if you work, you shouldn't be. I shouldn't have to go to work and want to become better than what I am. Right now I'm a manager. Maybe I want to go to the next one. Maybe I want to go to the next level. All this stuff. But I got to work, and I got to be nice to people, and I got to do things that sometimes I don't like to do. I really got to be really nice sometimes, and sometimes I don't feel like being real nice. But the issue is that if Joe Smith could sit at home and just collect. We'll call CERB, and do absolutely fuck all. Why the fuck do I have to work? Because what happens is
you want to live a better life. You want to make more money than that guy.
But if I worked a less, like what we were saying with basic income, and they're saying, like, let's say the average household income can't be above 100,000.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying everybody gets it. Everybody, no matter what your income is.
No, I don't want everybody to get it. I want the workers to get it, is what I'm saying. Like if I work,
let's throw that out. It's everybody gets it or nobody gets it.
Nope, only workers get it.
No, that's not universal basic income at all. If anything, it would be the people who don't work get it, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying either everyone gets it or nobody gets it.
Adam, what's this going to cost us a year?
It's going to cost quite a bit, but what I'm saying is. Listen, you can't make up some fantasy universal basic income that doesn't cover people that don't have any income. At the bare minimum, it has to cover the people that don't have an income for it to be universal basic income. So we can't have a scenario where only people who work get it. That's not universal basic income. What I am saying is instead of universal basic income that only goes to the people that don't work, universal basic income that goes to every single person no matter what. So you get it, I get an extra $1,000 in my account, and so does the guy that doesn't work.
Can we modify? Can we modify that then? Can we modify? Let's just modify this for a minute, okay?
What are we modifying it to? Before I agree to it, I want to hear what we're saying.
Let's agree. Let's listen to JM, and then you'll tell me, okay? So here's what I believe in. Okay. Now here's what we're gonna do. Take the basic income. Let's just get rid of it. But what I want to do is take that money that you're already willing to give away.
Nobody's willing to give it away.
You're talking about basic income. You're willing to give that much money away. Here's what I want to do. CPP for the people who are retired. Let's put them to $3,000 a month. Okay. So you're retired. You're collecting CPP. That's $3,000 a month. The poor bastard who's got one leg due to diabetes, who can't work, who's had a stroke, like those guys, let's get those pensions up a little bit higher. Let's go.
Universal income would do that.
No, but here's what I don't want. I don't want the kid with 7 kids on Cheryl Court fucking drinking pints and sleep with every guy that has an iPhone fucking X2 I don't want that chick getting more money because she's popping out kids. Having kids is not a full-time job.
So what if that person can't find a job because they can't afford a babysitter unless we give them universal basic income to hire a babysitter while they go find a job?
Those people already have subsidies in place for babysitters. Do you not know? Have you never?
Of course I know. Yes, I know. But let's just say this extra
$1,000
help them.
I'm not your fucking mother. Don't roll your eyes at me. Motherfucker, I can see you. It's a fucking video.
I can't help it. I roll my eyes a lot.
Those people already have subsidies in place.
What do you mean, those people?
Did you buy a poppy, you motherfucker? Okay, you know what? You're going to get me sidetracked, Jen. But no, I'm just saying, like, they already have the world given to them. When are we going to take stuff away from them and give it to people who work for it? Here's another thing, too. If we're going to give away that kind of money, and you're saying it's going to cost me, let's say it's going to cost us probably $5 billion a year. Pretty close to $5 billion a year. Why are we helping out communities that need it?
Well, that's what this would do, is help out communities that need it. It would give the money to the people that need it, and they can spend it how they like. And then that money is going to be spent on other things, and they can pay back into the tax system.
That money's. Did you not learn anything from CERB?
What am I supposed to learn from CERB? I've learned some things from CERB. I don't know what specific.
I could not find a Nintendo Switch. I could not find a television.
Is that what you wanted to do with it? Is buy a Nintendo Switch?
I wasn't on CERB long enough to collect it and save the money. Like I literally like spent it on living, and then I paid some of it back. But yeah, no. Like,
have you paid it back already?
No, pretty close, but not. No.
They haven't asked me to pay it back yet, so I'm.
Well, we told tax.
Yeah, but I'm just curious if people have been asked to pay it back, because I have.
No. But like, you have a CRA account, right? I already owe them some money, so I've just been slowly paying back into that.
Oh, okay.
Here's the deal, Adam. All I'm saying is that I think that it's about time that we pay people for being members of society. Does that make sense to you? Like an active member of society, not a leech. But for some reason, if you can't go and work, and it's a proven fact, like medically you can't work. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, we're ready. Like, I want to help that guy. Fuck, if you went to fucking rehab and you needed money, I'm even in for paying for fucking rehab for people to get them out of that situation.
Universal basic income would cover that as well.
No, but I'm just saying, because it's not universal basic income, because the way they have it is they want it that if you make over, I think it's $85,000 a year, you wouldn't qualify for it.
No, but what I'm saying is everybody gets it. Never mind these qualifications.
I'd rather nobody got it.
Everybody gets it.
All I want is give me an income, give me a tax break without having a child. Like, why can't you get a tax break, Adam? Let's just say you make. Let's just say you make $75,000 a year, and you pay 26% tax rate on that. Why 26% of your taxes, or 27%? Why don't you get that back? Why am I taking your fucking money for? Why? Like, when you look at it, you go, "Oh, I paid $7,500 in the federal income tax." Well, why can't you get that money back? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Okay, here you go, Adam. We'll give you $5,000 back. We're going to keep $2,500. There's your basic income.
What if they gave me $1,000 back a month, and then they gave the same amount to everyone who's unemployed as well?
Nope, not a fucking chance. But really, honestly, though, what's $1,000 going to do a month?
That's a round number. I mean, it would probably be more like 2,000, I would think. But
you want to give 20? Yeah, you just want to continue to run CERB, as it's costing us trillions now, and it's only not even been a year yet.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good that's being done with it too.
What, the overdose rate in Northern Ontario went through the roof?
What if we did this? What if we did this? What if we taxed robots?
Well, we're getting into a different situation, but I believe in what
I'm actually steering us towards is the Green New Deal, because that's sort of what they're getting into. Is what if we started taxing corporations that found ways of replacing workers with, say, robots or more efficient ways, and we tax them on the income that we didn't have, and we gave that back to the people who were willing to work but lost their jobs because of it. Where's that cool plant that they just built? Oh yeah, Mexico? They're just moving out of the country, man. Fuck, are you kidding me? Well, because we've raised the taxes. That's an interesting point too. Is if we raise taxes higher, then the jobs will go outside of the country. It is a valid argument. I do agree with that too.
It is, and most of it's red. Like if your whole industry went robotics, which for the most part it is. Like you're not doing that by hand, but like
I run several robots at my work if we're getting into it. Although I don't really like it when we talk about my work. I don't want anybody to know where I work. So.
We're not going to say where you work, but I'm just using that as an example. Like there's still one guy that needs to be there. You know what
I mean? There are plants that go completely dark where it's literally one guy needs to be there.
Wow, eh? Yeah, no, we don't want to be doing that. But I mean, hey, hopefully that guy's getting paid more than that.
Oh, we got Adrian in the chat. You know Adrian.
Well, of course. Well, don't say people's names on the internet, you fucking crybaby.
He says his name on the fucking internet.
Well, yeah, so do I.
In fact, I think I did a version of this show with Adrian at one point, too.
Well, that sucks because it didn't get enough views.
I know where you work. Skivens. You do know Skivens Adam. You probably know him, too. He's vlogging life. He's a local YouTuber. If you don't know him, I'll probably introduce you to him at some point.
All right, perfect. All right. So do you want to talk more about basic income as we kind of got sidetracked?
No, I didn't even really plan on it. It's just an interesting tangent that we've happened to go off on.
It actually was, and I understand where you're from. You're a socialist, and I'm not. So that's exactly how I understand how.
All I'm saying is if we're going to, I'm not even saying I'm necessarily in favor of basic income, but I'm saying if I was, I would want it across the board. I wouldn't want it to be once you hit this threshold, you no longer qualify for it. I would say, I get it, you get it, everyone gets it. That way there's no incentive to not work.
No, because but that's fine, but I'd rather not. I'd rather give more money into certain areas than to spend that much money. I really honestly.
I think that's a valid stance too, though.
I'd rather take that money, put it into healthcare. We got people on reserves in Canada that don't even have drinking water. On up north, and we want to give everybody fucking $2,000 a month. Blow me. Our fucking prime minister is a joke. And if you want to go into that, I got all day for that. I got all day for that fucker. But those
people would get. I mean, it wouldn't fix their situation, but everybody would get that money. It's an interesting idea. It's an interesting idea. It's not perfect, but it's worth.
No, it's not perfect. It'll never be perfect because you're giving away money. Because if that's the case, like I said, just don't charge us taxes for people that work.
There's an interesting video that I've seen called Humans Need Not Apply that basically breaks down the idea that eventually you won't be working, I won't be working, nobody will be working because robots can do just about everything, including, people don't realize this, they can make music better than humans can. They figure out this algorithm and they start improving on it. They paint, they make art, and they do it better than humans. And on a long enough timeline, that's going to put everybody out of work.
But here's the thing. It's fine if it puts everybody out of work. That means nothing. The money won't be anything. You know what I mean, though? Like, we'll all have the same thing.
I don't know about that because we're sort of in a transition zone where if tomorrow a robot took my job and your job or whatever, we still need money.
If a robot could take my job, by all means, have at it, my friend.
I mean, I've said that about my job, and the reality is a robot could take both of our jobs.
I think what you're going to see first, and people may not like it, is replacing doctors. Robots will replace doctors before they replace regular people.
Well, there's another thing is doctors. I mean, if we don't need doctors, a doctor is someone who's worked hard to have that job, and if one day they're obsolete, you don't think we should take care of them? They don't want to not work. They've obviously put in a lot of hours. Suddenly you're no longer needed.
But what happened to like the switch operators and stuff like that from back in the day? The elevator operators, all this shit. Whatever happened to those guys? It just went away. Now doctors, I think that will have. I really don't know what would happen with doctors because I honestly think you would just walk into a booth, like a telephone booth, and then you would colonoscopies would be interesting. They actually really would be. But I honestly think that you'd be able to draw blood and you'd be able to see what's wrong with your body right away. I think we'll have that technology sooner than later. But I mean, I don't think that's coming in our lifetime. I don't think that's coming in our lifetime. Maybe our kids' lifetime.
I don't know. Draw blood. I'm not sure about replace the doctor entirely, but drawing blood and being able to see what's going on in you. I mean, we are closer and closer to that every day, right?
Absolutely. Exactly. So that's what I think there. But I don't know, man. Like, I just think that if we're going to look at it that way, I think that we should be able to enjoy the finer things in life then. But I think also with that is I think we would also find ways to start wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll probably have robots fighting wars. But you know what? Speaking of health and doctors, Pfizer is close to achieving a vaccine.
Yes, which I heard was stolen from the Russians. Sputnik V. I heard V. I call it V because it's V.
I don't know. I've only seen it.
V for victory. V for victory because the Russians did it first. And they're just the Americans stealing from the Russians. I can't believe it. I haven't seen an atrocity like that since fucking Trump was elected. But no, so
I agree. Yeah, since Trump was elected. That is an atrocity. Thank you. We're on the same side on that.
We are on the same side on that. You know what? That's awesome.
You know what? I don't want to get into
it. No, go ahead. Did you know what? No, go ahead. Finish it. You can't just say, did you know?
Did you know that the Democrats have won the popular vote every time except for once since Clinton was elected?
Who the hell? Bush won one?
Bush won once.
He won the popular vote once.
Bush lost the popular vote when he ran against Gore. Actually, in fact, he probably would have won. He probably would have lost the electoral colleges. And the Democrats have won every single one since then.
I can see that.
The popular vote well, they have. The only time because Trump lost it, Bush lost it once, and then won it once, and the rest are all
but and that's why they don't. That's why they have an electoral college, because people in California and New York would just call who they want, and you'd never have change, because that's where the two most highly populated states are, right? California and New York State. So those two, if they win and they all vote for Biden, he's already got a lead that you can't beat. That's how.
It's an interesting argument for abolishing the electoral colleges, though.
No. You're ridiculous, because you need that to maintain sanity, because if not, that whole place is going to be a shithole in a year anyway, so just get ready for the show. Like, we're going to have years of content after this year, but I mean, that's exactly what's going to happen there. So
I'm not actually advocating for getting rid of the electoral colleges, because if something like that were to happen, the politics would swing drastically to larger cities, like you're saying. So rural people would be shit out of luck because of it. And it would be a very different world.
How the fuck did you say vaccine and then you went on to the fucking electoral college?
Well, because you brought up Trump, and then I just...
Yeah.
And then I didn't want to get into it, but you were like, no, let's get into it. So, okay. But, okay, let's try and stay on topic then. The vaccine.
90%. They're saying in January.
Yeah, 90% effective, and Canada has 20 million vaccines ordered, and you need to take it twice. So that means only 10 million Canadians will be vaccinated through this vaccine. I mean, unless they can ramp up production, which it does take a long time to make a vaccine, which means we probably will need another vaccine to get approved in order for us to all be safe once again.
Who do we give it to first?
Frontline workers, I would say.
I fucking hate that.
Why?
I'm so fucking tired of frontline workers.
Why?
The amount of shit that people are trying to get away with by saying they're a frontline worker. I don't know how things are up north when it comes to like rental properties and stuff. Okay. But like if on our Facebook stuff and like Kijijis and all that stuff, I usually just have a look to see like what's for sale or whatever. And it's like, I'm a frontline worker. I'm like, you work at Tim Hortons, shut the fuck up. Like people are calling themselves.
I would call that an essential worker.
To me, a frontline worker is a PSW, a doctor, a nurse, paramedics, fire department for the most part, like your first responders, I'll put in there. But now everybody's like, oh, I'm a frontline worker.
Well, are they saying they're a frontline worker or an essential worker?
Frontline worker. They're using the shit out of that. I do not fucking like. I just like shake my head. I'm like, oh my god. Here's who I say we give it to. We give it to the old people first, and then we trickle down. Like you and I'll probably be the last ones to get it.
I think people in North Bay will probably be the last to get it. I think it'll be old people, those who are susceptible to the disease, frontline workers, people and teachers and things like that, and people in places like Toronto, places like Peel, places where there is a need for the vaccine, and then I think North Bay will probably be the last to get it.
I don't even know how that. You know what? I don't even know how the hell are you going to give it out.
I'm sure the government will have a lot of control over that, which I'm not sure that's fair. I don't know how I feel about that.
How are you giving it out?
What do you mean? How am I giving it out?
I don't think you should give it to Peel. I don't think you should give it to Kingston. I don't think you should give it to Sudbury, which became a hotspot. I don't know how the fuck you guys haven't been. Sudbury hasn't been shut down yet, but they're now a hotspot by the.
So you're saying we should punish the areas that have it the worst?
Have you seen what they're doing in these areas? They're not wearing masks. They're having parties of fucking 200. A fucking wedding of 500 people didn't get busted because nobody wanted to rat them out. Fuck you guys. Let's get it to the old people first. You fucks and Peel and want to fuck around, you go ahead. But all I'm saying is you start from 107 or 108 years old and you just start crossing ages off. And then when you get down to it, we're all good.
I mean, old people, there's also people with immune deficiencies, and frontline workers would even help stop the spread because...
well, you know who's going to be the first one to get one? Our fucking brown-faced prime minister. Oh, I got one. Okay, we're good. Oh, it's going to be great. Me and my wife and kids all have one. That's exactly who's going to get it first. Fuck that. Give it to the old people, you stupid.
His wife is immune because she's had it. I don't know about his kids, though.
I don't know because people are getting it a second time. I don't think it's there for them.
So they're getting it a second time, but they're being asymptomatic the second time. So that's what happens when you build up an immunity is you have your body knows how to fight off the virus. And once you're exposed to it again, yes, you're infected, but your body has the antibodies to fight it off.
Yeah, I personally don't care. I just want to take those fucking masks off. But for some people it's positive, and for some people it's negative, right?
So would you take the vaccine?
No, absolutely. I'd be a test pilot if you wanted me to. I wanted to take Sputnik V.
I'm surprised how many people have said, I will not take a vaccine, no matter if, ands, or buts. People who are not anti-vaxxers are saying this vaccine is not. And you know what? And I hate to say it, we kind of have the Democrats to blame for that.
I don't give a fuck.
Am I wrong, though? Joe Biden saying I won't take a vaccine. Kamala Harris saying I won't take a vaccine, blaming fucking Donald Trump.
Yeah, hey, fuck, good for you guys.
The party of science has turned on vaccines.
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that? What do you mean you're okay with that? You should be screaming from the fucking rafters. Dude, you're the anti-Democrat on here, and you're going, good for the Democrats. I like that.
Good for them. Hey, man, the great thing is we're fucking human beings. You can make your own fucking decisions in life. We're adults. If you don't have to be, I don't give a fuck. You want to take the vaccine or not? Go ahead. I don't care. All I'm saying is that I'm ready to go. Inject it into wherever you need to inject it, and we're all good.
I just thought you would be against the Democrats since you were pro-vaccine, anti-Democrats, and they're...
I am pro for whatever the fuck you want to do. If you want to drink a fucking bottle of whiskey, shoot fireworks off with your left hand, and smoke 7 darts with your right hand, I don't give a fuck. That is your goddamn right. I don't care. But what I do care about is that when you put yourself in your decisions, put somebody else at risk, that's where I have an issue.
Mm-hmm. And that's another reason why I'm saying we should start with the frontline workers, though.
Yeah, but dude, we're not getting dude, I was in the Sudbury Hospital for COVID. COVID fucked me over with spending the last couple of days with my dad. But it happens because you got to cycle through, and you just got to trust the process and understand it. But dude, I'm how many COVID cases have you had? Maybe 1 in the hospital? Okay, so they really haven't been susceptible. And another thing too that pissed me off with all this COVID bullshit, every fucking nurse made a fucking TikTok video. Fuck that. You got enough time to make TikTok videos?
TikTok videos? Is that true?
Yeah, have you not fucking seen it? Everybody's
I don't have TikTok.
No, but it's on Facebook. They were all over. Just YouTube or Google TikTok nurses or whatever they were.
So what is it? They did a collaborative one or something?
No, they were just like, hey, look, COVID. We just want to get some support for frontline workers. And they did all these stupid TikTok videos. And then they were like, well, then you shouldn't get an extra bonus because you have enough time to make TikTok videos. You're not being overran. Now on the second wave, we're not seeing TikTok videos because now they're like, oh, we're fucked. But yeah, that's exactly what I think, man. I don't know. I just think you give it to the old people first. The ones who are going to die.
Sorry, I just want to respond to Vlogging Life here. Vlogging Life, did you test positive, or do you just suspect that you had it back in March?
Are you not reading what you're reading in the chats?
That's why I put it up there.
No, but like if you read the whole thing.
Yeah, I have been reading it.
Yeah, so
I'm asking.
They think that they've already had it. No, and I agree with these guys too, because I believe in January a cold went through my work, and I didn't get it.
I don't think that's it. I think a lot of people think that they had it and they didn't, because I think that.
Well, so here's the thing though. So we imported victims into my area.
Okay.
With the base. So they were all sent on that cruise ship or whatever. They sent them down by us. And then a bunch of my coworkers got sick when they're like, I've never been that sick before.
Yeah.
And of course I was making the jokes of like, hey, you haven't been the same since you came back from China. Now if they were to get tested for the antibodies, I bet you some of them would test positive for it.
There were people in North Bay that I worked with in January that said they had similar symptoms. They had a flu. They said they've never been sicker in their life. And I was exposed to them. I didn't get sick. And I have a hard time believing that they would have had it and it wouldn't have spread like wildfire, because that's the one thing. This isn't a particularly deadly virus like people are believing, but it is a very contagious virus. So I believe if people had it in January, everyone would have gotten it by now.
Read his comment.
Oh, so he definitely had it. There you go.
But what they're saying is they don't understand.
So that's interesting. That's an interesting thing is if you have diabetes, you're a weakened immune system, so you would have gotten it, and you were
compromised immune system. Yeah, dude.
So but it sounds like he was asymptomatic even with a compromised immune system. That's very interesting to hear.
He must have been sick as fuck.
Were you sick as? Oh yeah, you did say you think you had something. How can you let us know what your symptoms were? Tractorhead, shout out to Tractorhead. Vlogging Life, what did you experience when you believe you had it? Let us know. We can keep talking though.
You know what? Here's the thing. So what I'm hearing from some healthcare professionals, and this is just kind of talking like I didn't really get too much into it. They're saying that they don't know what the effects of having COVID will be in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying like, if you have it now in 5 years, is your immune system, if you had it the worst case, your immune system will not be able to fight off certain things coming up in the future. They don't know. So for some of the people, they're like, it could be really bad. It could lead to strokes and things to that in the future because COVID has gotten you that bad, right?
There was a story about how the disease was causing people to have blood clots and things like that were forming quickly. And Maynard James Keenan, do you know who that is, from the lead singer of Tool?
Yes.
He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he said he had it, and he still hasn't recovered. When he does cardio and when he works out, he's noticed that he just can't achieve the same sort of workouts that he used to have and things like that.
Every 6 months, he's got to get a physical, man. This poor bastard. But like, we won't see that. We won't see those side effects until for the future. So basically, all of America's fucked. The way it sounds, right? So
Vlogging Life saying he's borderline diabetic, but his diet has fixed it. But just let us know, did you have like a fever? Did you have a lot of people are saying they can't warm up, their fever is so bad they have to have like heating blankets and whatever. It's almost like a fucking crapshoot, you know? It's like a roll of the dice. Some people have these terrible symptoms and some people have nothing, and some people have a little bit of some people just they can't taste shit, some people can taste shit or whatever. But he said he had heart breathing, like pneumonia, just weaker version, had 0 sense of taste and smell. That is crazy, man. And you said you had that back in March. Wow.
Yeah, but dude, like a weaker version pneumonia. So for the most part, like he got lucky. He got lucky because it's usually it's worse than pneumonia. So he got lucky. Like
depends on who you talk to, but yeah.
Imagine that no nose, taste, or smell.
Well, there's people saying that people who I read on Reddit, people would open up like a can of Vicks and they just couldn't smell it, you know, stuff like that, crazy stuff like that.
Imagine that. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, man. Like, all right. So,
sooner, but I took a trip earlier today. Tractorhead, we're disappointed that you weren't here sooner. You should have been here sooner, Tractorhead.
Dude, read Skibbs again. I can't eat spicy things. So for it was fun pounding stupid things like jalapenos and stuff. Yes.
That's awesome. You can taste the spice, but you can't taste the spice, but you can really feel it coming out the back end. Shout out to Vlogging Life.
That's it. That's awesome.
Just so you know, there's an inside joke that every time Tommy would fart, he would say shout out to Vlogging Life. I don't know why.
Talk shit, I guess. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I think Adam's got a couple videos of him farting, so I think that might be why. We're just kidding, Tractorhead. Of course, you're not obligated to watch our show. I just laughed that you're apologizing that you couldn't be here sooner. We don't care. We appreciate you being here, but we're not going to hold it against you if you're not here sooner.
Okay, Adam. So what do we see? What do we see in the future coming up for us now? So looks like the beginning of 2021 will be a little bit better off for us.
I see a civil war. What do you mean?
Okay, so you see civil war.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was I have written down World War III actually.
Oh,
I think it's coming in 2021.
Why do you see World War III?
The Iranians want back in their nuclear deal they had with Obama. They're not happy with the states. Looks like, and I haven't heard anything. They're pretty quiet on it. Looks like there's some more movement in North Korea now. It looks like that since Trump's going away, they're not afraid of getting bombed. So it looks like possibly Inauguration Day, maybe North Korea sends a gift off to Japan, and that'll start us off on World War III.
I don't know about that. I think here's what I think. I think we could see the Trump supporters rioting once Joe Biden is.
We have to see what the courts say.
The courts are going to say Joe Biden wins.
No, and I agree 100%. But in which way? If they were to come out, and if they come out and just say we counted 1 million mail-in votes and 6 of them were voter fraud, and we've arrested these 6 people. Mm-hmm. Okay, you know what? Yeah, right. I'll give that to you. Cool. Adam was right, which I fucking hate saying. But okay, legit. That's
a lot.
I don't say. I never say it. You know that. No, but I think that. But if they go and they're like, hey, it looks like out of 100,000 votes, 25 or 20,000 of them were fraudulently done. You want to watch people fucking burn down America? It's going to be fantastic.
Well, I saw Rudy Giuliani on Steven Crowder's podcast say that
Why are you watching Louder with Crowder?
Like I said, I watch conservative podcasts to hear what they say all the time. Do you watch Crowder? Are you a fan?
Yeah, I'm a fan. Well, I'm somewhat of a fan. Yeah, I'm somewhat of a fan.
Yeah,
he likes to do some stupid bait things that I kind of giggle about, and then I realize that he goes to some of the dumbest colleges like Berkeley and stuff, some of the dumbest colleges in the States, and I go, yeah, because you can't fuck with those kids. They're dumb. They're all liberal arts students.
When he argues with people, he tends to get the stupidest people that he argues with.
Oh,
and has changed my mind. He plays a super nice guy, and he fucking gets the stupidest kids in the world. But the reason I watch it is because I watch, like I said before, I watch a lot of liberal news and I watch a lot of conservative because I don't want to be the person that lives in an echo chamber and only hears the sort of things that they want to hear. So I seek out the opposing. You have to act in today's day and age. You have to actively seek out the opposition in order to get a full spectrum of what's going on. So I watch a lot of his stuff. I watch a lot of Ben Shapiro. I watch the Young Turks sometimes. I think they're I used to be a fan of them, but I think they're fucking liars now. I don't like the Young Turks. I think they are dishonest. I don't like them. But yeah, I watch a lot of very left and very right is what I like. But he had Rudy Giuliani on, and Giuliani was saying, I believe, is it Pennsylvania or no? I don't think it was Pennsylvania. I think it was what was the other one? Not North Carolina, but Georgia. Georgia's down to about 5,000 votes, and he's saying we have 400,000 votes that we are questioning. So I think they're just questioning as much as possible. They're just everything we question, everything. Up is down, black is white. We question everything. And then they're just going to try to flood the courts with these lawsuits and try to take it that way. He's saying he's 400,000 votes that he is questioning now. So they're just grasping at straws. Any reason they can get to throw out these votes, they're going to.
Well, click on Tractorhead, put him on the screen.
Okay. Oh, that's you moved. You moved. 2 different cases of mail-in fraud that were caught pre the election. I mean, but that's fine. That means that they've caught it, right? They're actively trying to catch it. When they catch voter fraud, that's because they're vigilant and they're trying to catch it.
No, I understand that, Adam. But what I'm saying is like, so that's 2 people. But if your boss is like a left or a right, like it doesn't matter. You're not going to get. There's no. You'll be able to look the other way if you're brainwashed. Like there's a lot of people deranged. I've never seen America act like that in our lives. We've never seen them act so crazy. Like I've never seen that before, ever, man. Like even when they had when they were going to war with Iraq and all this stuff, like there was still some type of unity in there. Like there is a lot of shit. Even with, and here's the thing that fucks me though, is like Bill Clinton was a president. He ends up getting found guilty of taking advantage of a woman. And nobody marched really on Clinton and asked for him to leave office. Trump said he was going to do.
They did try to get him to leave office,
but not in the droves that they're doing now with Trump. Do you know what I mean? Though, like I've never seen the world like this bad before. Like America, I've seen the world. I've never seen America that bad.
I think if Clinton happened now, it would be a completely different reaction. I think at the time people didn't totally understand how it was an abuse of power. I think they just sort of thought it was 2 consenting adults or whatever. And I think today we realize that, well, he's the most powerful man on the planet, and it's an unpaid intern that's, he's using his power to exploit this person. I think if it happened today, and I think, to be honest, I think it's the internet. The internet is making us a smaller world where people can research things themselves. They can communicate with people of differing opinions. They can figure out their stances on things, whereas in the 90s, it would have been, what, 97,
so you're agreeing to me that it's easier for people to be brainwashed to do illegal things like mail fraud?
No, I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying it's harder for people to be brainwashed.
Easier. It's easier.
Why would it be easier? Like I said, with the internet, anyone can look anything up. They can, if I see something on Fox News or CNN that sounds stupid, I can Google it immediately.
Yeah.
Whereas back in the day, I just had to accept it.
No, I know. I agree with you to a point, but you're not looking at it also that mail fraud can be done. Like I don't think you're believing too much in America. If it was Canada, I could say, you know what? I don't think that there's not that much voter fraud because of who we are. They're so fucked in the States, and I don't mean to piss off tractor heads and all those guys, but dude, anything's believable right now in the States. Anything. If you said that, like, even if it came out and was like, no, all Trump did the voter fraud. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, okay, cool, whatever have you. But like, I honestly believe that there are people out there that hate Donald Trump so much from the media, and you say you can get it anywhere. Americans are very lazy. It's whatever comes through their phone, whoever they follow is wrong.
I believe that there is bias in the media, but I don't think that means there's voter fraud.
I believe there would be.
So you think that because the media is biased that
yes, absolutely.
That somehow people are more able to commit voter fraud? That doesn't
because people are brainwashed now, man.
I disagree. I think people are far less brainwashed.
I believe that Trump deranged syndrome is a thing. I believe that to a fact. I think that people have gone crazy and would do anything for it.
You're saying that people are lazy, and I get that, but they don't have to put a lot of work into fact checking because they have a machine in their pocket that can look any fact up at any time.
But people don't want to look up the facts. They're not us, Adam. You need to understand that, man.
Maybe not everyone, but if anyone near them wants to look it up, they can infect them with the truth.
But it doesn't work that way, man. Dude, I've been called the Trump supporter. I've lost friends on Facebook. I've been blocked from social media. I've been called an asshole and a cocksucker. I've been called a bigot. I've been called everything, man. Do you think I care? No.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, that there are some people who who aren't able to do that, but wouldn't you have to agree that more people are able to do that than in the past?
But they don't. Adam, okay, like, but you understand.
Some people don't. Some people don't. But wouldn't you agree that more people do?
No. Have you watched?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Nobody gives a fuck.
How can you say no to that?
Everybody's crazy. Everybody's
as
crazy.
a reasonable person, how can you say that the world is not more educated because everyone is walking around with a machine in their pocket that they can look anything up. I understand that there are a small amount of people who are too stupid to fucking do it. I understand that.
We are more educated.
But the people who would have liked to have done it in the past can now, right?
Correct. Adam?
Okay, so then we're more educated now than we were in the past.
You can be more educated. Most people are not. These things don't
Most
make you
people
smart.
are not. I disagree with that. More people are now. More people are capable of looking these things up now than in the past.
Absolutely. We are capable of, you have always been capable of educating yourself if you wanted to educate yourself.
That's not true. I mean, you have always been capable of it, yes. However, there is more capability for every single person.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%, but they don't. But if you're only educating yourself.
Some people don't. We can't get hung up on the 1% that are idiots. The fucking idiots, throw them out. We don't count them. Most people, your average person, they're going to look shit up. They're capable of looking shit up. On the whole, the world is smarter now than they were in the past.
Okay, exactly. Now these make us close. This is a thing that I say all the time. These make us closer than we ever have before. Yes. But these also make us farther apart than we ever been before. Like I have Adam. I could just text you and I have you here. I could just text you. I talk to you all the time, right? I haven't seen you in months. Besides on here, like a year. I haven't seen you in a year or more.
You don't live in North Bay, so we're closer because of technology.
For us, we are, but for a lot of people, they're a lot farther away than they really have been. Like dating, I can't go into dating, but I'm just saying, like, these don't make you smart unless you know how to use them. Because if you're only looking at the same stuff, like you educate yourself. When you said you watch Crowder, I'm like, what? Okay, cool. You know what? That's great. And you watch all these guys, Shapiro and stuff. We can educate ourselves, correct? But the other people just go after, like, their left. I see it every day at my work, man. I see it every day. Hey, why don't you have CNN on here? I'm like, because I'm not going to put CNN there. I'm just not going to put. I'm like, we're Canadian. We can watch CBC News and CTV News, and even see both of those are a touch bias, but they only want to hear from one side. They don't want to hear from other sides. They don't want to educate themselves out of it. Did you say 1%? It's more than 1%, man. I would probably say closer to 10 to 15% of the American population, or just population in general, do not care to educate themselves from either side.
I'll concede that I don't know the percent, and I would say that you don't know the percent either. But I would say that it's the stupidest people. So we have to sort of discount the stupidest people. I think the average person will look things up. However, I will agree with one thing that you said is there is a phenomenon that's happening where people are sort of insulating themselves, where they're creating sort of like an echo chamber where if they like liberal news, they're going to seek out only liberal news and only ideas that support their ideas. But that's
I know. You and I are on the same page on that, right? Like, we disagree a lot, but I also, when you tell me something, I tend to look after it after the show and I get into it, right? And I go, okay, you know what? They do cut the internet cable. I'm like, all right. I go to like Associated Press and I'm trying to look up stuff for those guys and things like that and find different things, different avenues. And sometimes, like, I'm looking over at like the UK and stuff because they tend to have a lot less bias because they're like, it's America, it's a tire fire. We can look at it in a different way too. Like, because we're too close to them. But if you start going out to like the UK and all that, like, you get a lot of different looks at things, right? You're like, oh, that makes sense. Where a lot of people won't, right? It's like, if CNN says it, it's true. And I'm like, oh.
No,
you got guys like, oh, if it's on Fox News, I'm like, oh.
Here's the thing. The other thing that I wanted to clear up is that you watch more CNN than I do. I don't know why you keep throwing out this falsity that I watch CNN. I've never watched CNN. I'll tell you, when I turned on CNN is when they were warmongering right-wingers and warmongering for Bush.
Yeah.
They were a right-wing news station when I fucking turned on them, not a left-wing.
They're just a warmongering. They're just warmongering, you know.
Sure.
That, right?
Yeah, well, because I believe that, what was it? Ted Turner owned. What was it? Is Ted Turner owned the companies that make bullets or something. I don't remember. There was some conflict of interest. But at the time, I was just like, fuck CNN. I'm done with those guys.
How CNN got started was the first Iraq war when they went and fucked them up back in the 90s. CNN got free coverage with them. So they were like, yeah, come with us. And then they talk about it. And it's like, yeah, okay. So that's why CNN's like, we need war because we need more. And they're like, no war, we'll make one at home.
But the point that I'm making is I am not a CNN watcher. Why do you keep posting on the internet that I watch CNN?
Well, I mean, CNN said you watch CNN. So, I mean,
for the
fucking
record,
fake news.
You watch more CNN than I do.
Sometimes.
Often. I remember before one of these shows, you're like, I've done nothing but watch 12 hours of CNN. I've got all these fucking notes and da-da-da-da-da.
I mean, no, for the most part, like they were, on that day, they were nice to President Trump.
I wouldn't know.
Which is nice. But it was falsities and anger.
All I'm saying is stop telling people I watch CNN. I don't.
All right. Listen here, Fox News. You need to fucking
relax.
News
either. I don't have cable. I don't watch any cable news. I have to go out and actively. That, to be honest, that was why I sought out Philip DeFranco at such a young age. Not a young age, but
I've been fucking watching him for. It almost seems like 10 years. Has he been on that long?
He's been probably closer to 12 or 15 at this point, actually.
Yeah, I think I've been with him for about 10.
Yeah,
and I think that's what I liked about him too. I liked his cutting of his videos and stuff. I really did. And quite frankly, I still watch him. I don't watch him as much as I used to, but I'm like, yeah, right, I'll give that to you. I like that guy's kind of style, and I like him because I don't even know what he is. I think he's liberal, but he doesn't really show a lot of it.
He's actually kind of a little bit of both. Like he's I think he's got pro-gun stances, and he identifies as a little bit of both. There's times when I think he's fucking conservative, but every so often it's like, no, this guy's liberal as fuck. I think he kind of straddles both sides of the aisle. But
which
yeah,
I like him.
He was the first sort of news independent. I guess we call him an independent news person that I sought out because I didn't have cable, but I wanted to stay informed. So I found Philip DeFranco, and
I would trust. At this point, the most news I would trust is if I found a fucking video on fucking Pornhub that talked about the election. I think I would trust that more than fucking what's on CNN and all that fun stuff. Is Rob coming on? What's going on here?
I'm waiting for Rob to get here. He said he'd be here 5 minutes, but I don't really know. He'll be here when he gets here, but I was actually not trying to address the elephant in the room, but
I will. I'll call him out, man. I don't have time for people that are late. Like my son's fucking 4 days late. That little bastard's fired the minute he gets here. Like you can't be late by that many days, man. You got to come out. Come on now.
So what's going on with AOC? Because I haven't heard this story. You're saying that she's out of politics?
Hang on, just give me a sec. Just messaging Rob. No, she wants out of politics because she wants to hold the right that supported Trump accountable and make them do all this kind of negative stuff. And the left is like, you can't do that. We have to unify.
What did she want to do?
Oh, dude, she was taking names of like companies that supported Trump and stuff like that, and she said that they will no longer be companies after she's done with them. Like she was really trying to. Wow. She's really trying to flex her powers.
She wants to destroy a company that has supported Trump. I mean that's craziness. That's fascism is really what it is.
Yep.
Do you have a source for this? I'd like to, because like I said, I missed the story. I didn't read up on it before the show.
Yeah, no, I was just kind of. I'm just kind of. Oh fuck! She's an idiot.
Why? What is?
Oh, okay. So this is another one too. She ripped apart her. She ripped apart. Now she's ripping apart. So AOC says the reasons Democrats lost seats in Congress is that they barely advertised on Facebook and they are internet incompetent.
I don't know if I would agree with that.
That's what she's saying. She's saying that they didn't have enough digital advertising, which I believe. Like if you don't digitally, if you still believe that everybody watches all this like TV and stuff, they don't. And I kind of agree with her on that one.
I think that the Democrats are probably the more tech savvy and the more internet friendly people. I think most of the internet is a pretty left leaning place, right?
I think so, my friend. I think so.
So to say that they didn't I mean, they didn't advertise. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot of advertisements for politicians on the internet, but I also live in the States. Although I will say, I did get an automated voter suppression call during the election. Did you get one of those? They were saying on one of the live streams I was watching, they're like, yeah, randomly people were getting this this automated call to stay home and stay safe. And I got one, and I live in North Bay, Ontario, so I'm not sure how they got my number, why they would think I needed to stay home and not vote in the American election when I have a 705 area code.
Who knows, buddy?
Yeah.
Let's see what she said here. The left has condemned AOC for calling conservatives to be placed on lists that have condemned mob violence and riots, condemning Maxine for telling leftists to harass people in public.
Wow, that's fucking crazy.
Yes, people are calling her insane. Cortez's Black Book directed to threat 70 million Americans who voted for Trump. So she wants all the voters as well to be listed as well.
That's fucking crazy. That's not what we do in a democracy. That's not.
Yep. So I mean, that's what we're looking at. Like first DOC list, now CNN warns of blacklisting Trump teams as well. So it looks like they're trying to do it, right?
Who is the source for this?
Everybody. We're looking at Washington Examiner. We got a bunch of other ones here that are some of them I don't really know. Like the Examiner seems to be one that I know. Washington Post, a bunch of different things to that nature. I'm just kind of on Twitter looking at her list because I kind of wanted to see what the list was. Okay. Like, all right. So yeah, she's looking like she wants to just kind of take everybody off.
She wants mob mentality. That's a little bit crazy.
Yep. Hey, that's what she does, man. That's exactly what she does.
I didn't think she was like that.
No, dude, of course. She's crazy left winger. Like, have you not followed her at all?
Oh, I know.
You don't have Twitter, do you?
Yeah, of course I have Twitter. I know who she is. I know she's extremely left. Some of her ideas are a little bit out there, a little bit too liberal for me. So I know of her. I like some of her ideas, but I'm not totally on. Like I said, the Green New Deal is a nice idea. It's a cool idea. If it could work out, it would be wonderful. But I don't think we can live in a future where everyone gets a universal basic income because corporations are taxed and yada, 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 and phase out coal and fracking and all of that. That would be great. But I don't know if it's practical is what I'm saying.
It is not practical, my friend.
I'm not sure. I just
it looks like Sleepy Joe's going to kill the Keystone Pipeline again. So see what happens there. So our fucking stupid prime minister just pissed away $94 billion and not have a fucking partner to deal with. So.
Are you in favor of the Keystone Pipeline?
Absolutely.
Why do you say that?
I believe pipelines will save us more than trucking it through fucking watching oil trucks roll down the 401 or on trains or on anything like that. Like we're not putting money into our railway system to keep it safe now with all the spills we have and stuff to that nature. So we might as well put it into something that we're going to be able to keep and operate and not have to worry about anything, right?
There's an argument that, yeah, it is safer. One thing I don't like about it is in North Bay, they want to run the pipeline through Trout Lake, which is our drinking supply. And I don't understand, why can't you run it fucking a mile away from it? Don't run it through the fucking drinking water, like the lake.
You want to go a mile away from Trout Lake?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying hypothetically.
But absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
But start looking out there. Tell me who lives out there. You got to start. You're not thinking, you're thinking small man mentality. You don't put it around, like, that's where all the money is on the outskirts of town. Like running it through Trout Lake. No.
I'm not saying literally a mile away. I'm just saying don't run it through the fucking lake. No, it could be 5 miles. It could be 100 miles away. I'm just saying don't run it through the fucking lake.
I'm with you 100%, man, because also I believe that our fresh water and our waterways are the best things we have to offer in Canada, right? Mm-hmm. Especially Northern Ontario. Being down here, man, you can't touch it. You can't jump in a lake or a creek because you'll catch something. Like our E. coli. Yeah, dude, our mercury or E. coli. I think it's E. coli so high on hot days that if you go into it, you're going to get massively sick. So they shut down all of our beaches and stuff to a certain point. We are on I am on Lake Ontario. So is it Ontario? Yeah, I believe it's Ontario. So it's not the cleanest waterway in Canada, but where you go up north, where like we could jump into Chippewa Creek and you might catch something, but you're not going to die. Is Rob coming, or are we just going to sit around here and try and do some filler?
Yeah, Rob is in the.
What are we waiting for?
Well, he's sort of been. I guess you can't really see what's happening in the waiting room. Can you see? Can you see in the waiting room? No.
Private chat. Hang on. Ready anytime, he says.
Okay, all right. Well, Rob, for the record, he's been in there for about 20 minutes, but he's like his camera has been up at the ceiling, and then he'll walk by and he'll go grab like a towel or something. And I don't know what he's doing, but he's setting up, so I don't know when he's ready. But it looks like he is finally ready. So we are ready to start the Mandalorian part of the show. I'm going to add Rob to the stream. Like I said, I'd like to get Rob in the middle, so I'm going to remove you and add you back. There we go.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Rob, are you doing Movember?
I might. I actually had a
Look
beard.
at how good that beard is coming in, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
That is, give us a side profile. Look, that's not even just for men. That is awesome. Good for you.
Thanks.
Jesus, look at that.
Is this going to turn into a fashion blog too? Maybe.
Oh, it could be. Hey, good. Why not? I'm the only one wearing a collared shirt, so.
Yeah, well, I'm new to the beard game. I'm here with two experts here, so maybe I should.
That's right.
Experts. This guy can't grow connected.
Beard tips.
I think Rob, you'd probably grow a pretty fucking awesome beard if you let it grow, man.
My problem is right here; it doesn't connect.
So does Alex. Look at him. No, but it's cool because
that's what John Mark criticizes me of mine. But if you let it grow, it actually kind of eventually does connect because it hangs down a little bit.
Yeah, I'll send you some pictures. In October, I had a pretty good beard, and my wife wasn't a big fan of it, so I had to go. Sorry, I'm just gonna close my door here. So it's kind of 2 nights in a row that I'm trying to not show my whole room that I'm in, but so it's 2 nights in a row that it was really you picked like the worst possible time to like invite me to your podcast. So the first one was the day where I was like up early with the baby at like 5 a.m. And then I worked all day, and then you guys had me on at 1 a.m. So I had like, and this is day 2 after staying up late to watch the election results the first night. So I looked so terrible. And now today was like a driving day where I drove like 5 hours from visiting family home. So not quite as bad as the first time, but I had I have some coffee here. I'll show you. I have my.
Oh, nice. There you go. Fuck, that is sick.
And so I basically, before tuning in, like Adam said, I maybe got here, it's 8:33 right now. So I got here at like, I actually honked when I drove by one of the hosts. One of my
house? You can say you drove by my house. That's not doxing.
It's not
if you drove past my house at home, you didn't stop. We could have just sat by. I would have sat in. I would have pulled out a bottle of scotch.
Considering what time it took him to get here, he might have drove by your house in Belleville.
It wasn't that close, but for the time that it took me to drive, I could have driven.
Could have been my house. Yeah, you could have been my house for 5-hour drive. Yep.
Yeah, maybe next time, Jean-Marc, we'll have that scotch. As long as we have it outside, I think we're safe. And
don't worry about that, buddy. We'll have it outside or in my basement. Okay, let's get right into this, guys. This is the part of. I just want to say something from last week's show. I did watch your great spot. Sorry, I didn't seem so active. You guys are stupid smart when it comes to like the Star Wars universe. I thought I was in. I thought I was there. I thought I was in, and all of a sudden it's like you guys are talking. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like just eating chocolates. I'm on my phone. I'm like, I'm so sorry. But I'm into it this week. I've watched Mandalorian a couple of times. I want more.
It's all good, Jean-Marc. That's fine. Everybody has an off day. But you keep saying that we were stupid smart about the show. I don't think we had anything that
you thoughtful. You guys do stuff about Star Wars that I didn't know about.
I don't think we had anything that was that deep about Star Wars. Like, I don't know what. To be honest, the deepest, the most intelligent and knowledgeable thing that was said was that was Boba Fett at the end. And I didn't know that. Did you know that?
Boba Fett.
Yeah. No, I was the one that didn't know it. You knew it.
Yeah. I wish we had a sound effect. Boba Fett.
Boba Fett?
Where?
All right.
So we're getting into episode 10. This is season 2, episode 2 of The Mandalorian. What do you guys think?
I'll let Rob give his, and I'll just
talk. What do you think, Rob?
So yeah, I guess would you consider this a bottle episode?
A bottle episode.
Kind of. Or I don't know if that qualifies. Maybe I got the terminology wrong. But anyway, it's one of those episodes that there are more self-contained. There are fewer characters, so you're more focusing on the characters. Like I think Jean Marc. This is going to be his kind of episode where I think I might be wrong. There was still some good. There was lots of cool references. Everybody was excited about. We're not doing spoilers yet, right?
Oh yeah, we're doing spoilers. If we're talking about the show, we're talking about it.
Spoiler: Kim's Convenience. I forget his name.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. That made the show.
He's a rebel pilot in the of the New Republic. So that's congratulations to that guy. He was really. I saw him very briefly. I was with a friend that was a bigger fan. I took a picture of them at Fan Expo. It was pretty cool to see him, and my friend was very excited to meet him. So it's pretty cool. I'm sure he's Canadian, right?
Yeah.
So now there's Canadians joined the New Republic Rebel Alliance. So that's great, and so it's cool to see him. We got to see those the spiders that made appearances in pretty much every video game and every animated series over the last few years. So now that's the first time I've seen them in like a frozen environment.
Sort of this ice arachnophobia kind of scene.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And so it's pretty funny that an arachnophobia scene started off with our favorite character, everybody's favorite character except Jean Marc, I should say, eating one of the spiders. So we were our heroes are the predators, and the spiders are trying to protect themselves, obviously. So it's kind of funny.
So I thought the show was pretty good. I thought it was a pretty good episode, but I thought it was very maybe building towards something. You said it's a self-contained episode. That's one of the criticisms that I have about this show is a lot of the episodes are sort of like this monster of the week self-contained episode. I'm looking forward to when it finally hits its stride and turns into a longer storyline. I feel like I'm watching X-Files. It kind of reminds me of X-Files. The first few seasons were very like monster of the week sort of thing. And then all of a sudden everyone was part of a conspiracy and somehow it connected to the smoking man and whatever. And once they started doing this continuity, continuous building of one consistent storyline, suddenly every storyline was connected. And I'm kind of looking forward to us getting to that in The Mandalorian.
All right.
What do you think, Jean Marc?
Absolutely hated it. Worst episode I've ever seen in my life. I honestly wanted my 46 minutes back or whatever it was. Here's the issue, and I'm going to give it a pass on this one. You said Monster of the Week. One of our buddies said that too, and I was like, I understand that. I understand they shot it during the beginning of COVID. I understand that. So they didn't have a lot of people they could put into all this stuff. If every week it's going to be this way, the finale better have every single character that he's helped along the way for a better purpose. Now the little guy Yoda eating the eggs, absolutely loved it. I'm like, eat them all. I just want him to just eat them all like he was Peter Griffin or Homer Simpson. I wanted him to eat them all and just watch this poor frog woman just like, oh, I only have one left. Like that's what I wanted to see because like he's an animal.
So we are likely to see the frog. Like this story is going to continue. So we are going to probably see this frog woman in the next episode. And is that a conflict that's going to come to a head where this Baby Yoda is eating her babies and then she has to confront Baby Yoda?
Maybe she kills Baby Yoda. That would make my life.
No, don't say that. You want Baby Yoda to die?
Absolutely. That would be amazing. That would make great television. Could you imagine that at the end of season 2, she turns around and shoots him, and it just fades to black?
People would riot.
But you know what they would do? Buy Disney Plus and watch season number 3. That's what they would do. Oh, absolutely, they would.
We talked about this, right, Jean-Marc? Like this is these are to make toys, right? There's Boba Fett's toy. There's I know quite a few people who wear a Baby Yoda for Halloween even, and cool. And it was pretty popular.
I'm hoping it was your kids and not like large people like us.
Yeah, people weren't. I had to explain to them that I was Baby Yoda and not like
Rock
the
on.
old man with the
full-grown
beard Yoda. So yeah, so I ended up giving it to a kid instead.
There you go.
And
Yeah,
she looked
that's-
really cute in it. But yeah, that's my point, that they're not going to kill Baby Yoda. Obviously, that's not even worth talking about. That's the moneymaker of this whole show. Is even if people aren't watching it, they're buying that Baby Yoda stuff like it's.
Oh, absolutely. No, and I agree with you 100% on that. I know I want Baby Yoda eating eggs, and I would buy that one. Like,
Yeah,
if you just put, like,
they'll have it. They will
guarantee
be able
so.
to buy one.
I think that Baby Yoda is also, storyline wise, it's sort of the mystery box of the show, because everybody wants to know, what is Baby Yoda? Is Baby Yoda a clone? Is Baby Yoda the son of Yoda? Is Baby Yoda, like, who is Baby Yoda? Where does Baby Yoda come from? What is Baby Yoda? So I think for that reason, we're going to have to find a lot of answers before we see Baby Yoda killed off in some atrocity that John Mark wants to see happen.
I hope they actually know who he is themselves, because
Yeah.
I don't know if they knew who Rey was. Like, I think they had.
No, yeah.
They left it open, and they said, "Well,
We'll figure it out."
Rey could be this person's daughter, or this person's, or that person's." And then somebody came along and like, "How about none of those? We'll just throw a wild like BS thing, and we'll tell a major plot point in what's that stupid game that kids are playing?"
I don't know. There's a lot of games.
There's a lot, but it's one of the stupid multiplayer free ones.
Okay,
They're
so
when
we got-
your buildings, Fortnite.
Oh, okay. Fortnite, yeah.
Like, they revealed that the Emperor was still alive in Fortnite.
Really? I didn't know that. Wow,
Yeah.
that is crazy.
You had to log in, and all of a sudden they showed like this. You heard his voice saying that he was there, and then in episode in Rise of Skywalker, it started off by saying the dead speak, blah 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 blah. Like,
So you think you are suspicious that perhaps they don't know who
What to
Baby
do with
Yoda
Yoda.
is? They just
I
know
put
what to
him
do with
on as a gimmick, basically.
I
That
think
we'll
so.
figure it
I
out
think-
along the way.
Yeah, I think so. And it didn't work out well the last time. But they kept their options open, and then they chose the stupidest option possible.
Yeah.
So I hope they don't do that this time.
I want to give it to them. I hope that they have more sense than that in this one.
Well,
You don't think
there's
so,
no
Jean
way.
Marc? What do you
I
say?
don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think they have any idea what to do with him at all. They put him in to sell toys, like Rob said. Now he's a beloved character. I said kill him off. You guys freaked out. Like, that's how big he is. So like, what are we gonna do with him? We don't know. Do we put him back? Do we have? Is there some type of Yodas everywhere? Is it like a field of Yodas?
Well, that's what we're
Like-
looking to find out. Is could we find a planet of the Yodas out there?
Is he
somewhere?
the last Jedi now for sure?
The
Like,
last
there's no
Yoda,
more
yeah.
Jedis. Like, there's no more Jedi masters. He just randomly is born into a Jedi master. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. Like, are they going to give him to a bunch of Ewoks and just say raise him?
I guess we actually, technically, the new movies have ruined it. So we know that he doesn't meet Luke, basically. Like, I think
Mhm.
Luke would have said something, or there would have been some. I don't know. There's a lot of hurdles and mental hurdles to jump over to make a reason why him and Luke wouldn't have met up, why him and Ahsoka Tano wouldn't have seen each other. I can't even wrap my head around how the Mandalorian doesn't know that that Jedi exist. Like,
Well, that's because the universe is so large.
yeah, I don't buy it.
But they go back to the
Well,
same
right?
fucking planet.
They saw on
Yeah, they go to
on Mos
Tatooine. Yeah,
Eisley, they saw the second Death Star blow up.
yeah,
They
you're
watched it
right.
on
It
the
is.
internet,
It
on
is.
YouTube.
Yeah, you're right. I tried to give it to them when it's like, oh, it's just such a large universe, but it's like, no, you were on the planet where the Death Star blew up. That was ran by Darth Vader, one of the most powerful Force users. Like, yeah, you're right.
That guy that found Boba Fett's armor didn't know who Boba Fett was, didn't know much about other Mandalorians except that they'd be upset that he has their armor. But he saw the Death Star blow up, and he says, "Yeah, the Death Star, the second one, by the way." So they're not oblivious to the world, and Alderaan isn't near the Outer Rim where Tatooine is, and Tatooine. I mispronounced it again.
That's all right.
They're not near Tatooine at all, so they heard about that. So they were all happy that the Death Star blew up. So they're obviously not fans of the Empire, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some leaps in logic that are happening that I don't fully understand. But like I said, I'm just enjoying the ride.
So one thing. Sorry, go ahead, John Mark.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead, Adam.
I was going to steer us in a different direction.
Yeah, go ahead, because that's what I want to do too. So you go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that this episode, I feel like the person that sort of stole the show, and we're going to get into mispronouncing things, is Pelimoto, the crazy aunt, everyone's crazy aunt, the woman that sends the Mandalorian out to help out this frog lady. And yeah, I vouch for her. She's only I've only known her for 10 minutes or whatever. She seems like she's sort of stealing the show a little bit on this episode. She's a wacky aunt kind of character.
I didn't find she did steal the show. But
really?
So with that one, I've always liked her, because the funny thing is that one spot was an Easter egg for people that watched season 1 and loved it. Mm-hmm. Where they think, he doesn't like droids. He's like, fix what you can. All of a sudden, now he loves droids. What's going on here? Like bring me the little guy. So it was like, oh, I love her. So she came back, and she's a character that was like, okay, there's another character. So what this tells me is maybe the next episode, the old characters are going to start coming back again. So we could actually have maybe a final fight. I actually really enjoyed her, I thought.
I thought she was great. I think we're going to see certain characters become like a staple of the show, and some of them are going to be forgotten. But I think that she is one that's going to be probably a larger role in this universe.
Absolutely. Rob?
So sorry, I think I cut out and missed that very last thing.
I just said that I think she's going to come back and be a larger part of the universe and be a part of it.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Like, he'll keep at least checking in on her when he's in the area. Maybe I don't know if I don't see a reason why she would leave. She mentioned that she hadn't been outside the walls and she's pretty comfortable there. So she just might be if they're ever passing by. And you know how I mentioned I don't want them to keep going back to that planet. Mm-hmm. There's so many more interesting planets in the universe that they could still do on like a decent budget. It's really cheap to shoot desert. There's deserts in a lot of places you could go.
It's true.
But it's really expensive to shoot some of those worlds that have like giant plants and huge cities and things like that. So they can make that excuse that they're in the Outer Rim and all the planets are and I don't mind nature, and they don't have to be in a big city. But I just I don't know if it makes sense for her to be in it unless they're landing back on Tatooine.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm starting to get the sense that Tatooine is going to be a staple of this show.
Well, it kind of is, right? Like, when we say like the universe is so big, but if we don't know anything on it, you're not going to throw him on like some other planet and go, where the hell is he now? With no story, you're like, he's on this island. He's on this planet. And all of a sudden you go, wow, I've never heard of this one before. Mm-hmm. So like, you're like, oh, we got to learn a new planet. Oh, okay.
What do you have to learn? This one's ice planet. This one's a desert planet. This one's a forest planet. Because all the the cities and stuff aren't like a big deal. They could just make up a new city that didn't show up on the map like they did in episode 1. Oh yeah, you didn't hear of it because it got blew away by the sand. Oh, it's still there. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of that, and I don't think it matters what planet they're on. They just kind of introduce it really quickly and say the name. If they there's so many planets out there in the actual continuity, so they could almost have the best of both worlds, right? So they could name the planet. All the nerds like me and Adam will love it. You won't have any idea, but all you need to know is they're on a desert. They're in the ocean.
That's all I need to know. Hey, they're on a water planet. Okay, cool.
Can I just say this? I want to see a Mandalorian MMORPG, because that's what I see when I watch these episodes. I see this Pelimoto as like the character that every time you click on her, she has a new mission for you to go out and do. And today I need you to take this frog lady to another galaxy. And I like the idea of being a Mandalorian, playing a Mandalorian character and upgrading my armor, getting different weapons and getting different.
Yeah.
I think that they need to make an MMORPG, open world MMORPG, Mandalorian style.
So Rockstar's got to do it. Don't give me this EA bullshit. I want Rockstar to take advantage of this. That's what I want. If we're going to do it, I want Rockstar to do it. Because I don't want EA, because EA has screwed that franchise up enough. And it's really pissing me off.
I agree with that too.
I really what was that? I played their last big game,
What,
I'm
Battlefront
forgetting
2?
the name of it. Sorry?
Battlefront 2?
No, yeah, I played it. I played it mostly. I wanted to fly around, and there was a little bit of that. And now there's a good one that's out called Squadrons. Because I was really into the flying. I borrowed. Here's a really quickly nostalgia. I borrowed TIE Fighter from our buddy here, Adam. And I love that. That was my favorite game ever for years. And if you haven't played it, it's awesome. It's going to be dated graphics now.
Oh yeah.
But you jump
64?
into a mission. You're the bad guy. So this is the perfect Adam game. So you're the bad guy. You're flying a TIE Fighter, right? And so the mission, you've got the full keyboard. You have complete control of your fighter. You can control the shield, like later on when you get fighters with shields and weapons and your speed and all that stuff. You could order your wingmen to do things, and they'll drop you in a giant mission where you're playing it for like 45 minutes. If you die, you're in a TIE Fighter. So if you get shot like twice, you're dead.
Yeah.
And then there's bonus missions because there's this.
Is this a computer game?
Yeah, computer game. Yeah.
Windows
You've
95.
played it before, actually, Jean-Marc. I know you have.
X-Fighter?
It was X-Wing. There was TIE Fighter. There was X-Wing,
okay.
And then they made X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. To answer your question, you said 64. It was like pre-64, but 3D style graphics like 64, way before 64 even existed. So, yeah, I believe it was before 64 existed.
It was a very close time frame, but 64 when 64 came out, that was kind of like a big leap to go 64-bit.
Yeah.
So this isn't even. I'd say it's on par with. It's maybe a little better than.
And this is cockpit view, right? Like I don't know if you guys can see that. My screen's up there.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
I remember that game. That was a fucking great game.
Yeah, we played it in my parents' basement down in this neighborhood where we grew up.
Yes.
So anything else you guys want to say about this episode?
I am excited to not see a filler episode again. There was nothing there. So we found out that Yoda's an animal and he likes to eat eggs.
Mm-hmm.
That's
savage.
it.
He's
That's
fucking
it.
savage.
He's not savage. He's an animal. Like you guys, he's a lizard. Like I don't understand. Like, and he's doing what lizards do.
Eating eggs.
But like the guy from Kim's Convenience joined the rebellion, and he's an excellent shot. He's a pretty good fighter. He didn't crash. I thought they would have crashed. And you saw him like shoot all those spiders. What else can you ask for, Jean-Marc?
Nothing.
Isn't that enough?
No, I want more. I really honestly want more.
I want more too. Yeah.
I want more.
They're teasing you a little bit, right? So now, now the New Republic is in the picture. Like I mentioned before, what I'm really hoping they're teasing towards. Should I talk about Good, Bad, and the Ugly really quickly?
Sure.
There's a lot of like little hints towards that classic Western, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And this is what people's theory is that the good is the Mandalorian, the bad is going to be Boba Fett, and the ugly is going to be Moff Gideon.
Wow.
From the last episode of the first season.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the three of them, all kind of out for their own purpose. They don't really. Moff Gideon doesn't really care. He's pretty much a warlord right now. He's a former Imperial, but the Empire is essentially done at this point in the story. They're kind of hiding, building that rip off of the Death Star for episode 7. So they're basically busy doing that, and Moff Gideon kind of is self-involved. So it would be really cool if it ended, or it had a huge scene just like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly did, where there's they're in the middle of the Civil War. Those three guys, Good, Bad, and Ugly, they don't care about the Civil War. They're just trying to get across a bridge. And I'd love to see a giant battle between the remnant of the Imperial remnant, the New Republic, and these three guys just in the middle of it, out for their own game. That would be an awesome final episode of the season.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be. That's awesome. Yeah, you know what? I never thought of it that way. That sounds actually like a pretty badass way to end it.
Like,
and Baby Yoda gets shot right at the end, fade to black. I am happy. Dude, I'm so happy. That little lizard
maybe they'll
gets shot.
watch this maybe they'll watch this and they'll give me a job because it might be better than what they're planning.
They're like, holy shit, that Rob guy knows that we have no idea what we're doing with Baby Yoda.
You know what, though?
Let's get him on board to figure it out for us.
Yeah, maybe I won't tell you guys what I think they should do with it because I'm going to hold out for some time.
That's it. No.
You don't tell us that you get hired, then you come on the show and you're like, yeah, I think Baby Yoda is going to die in the next episode. I don't know why.
Well, I think he's going to die on fire.
Well, Disney owns Marvel and Disney owns, Star Wars. And, they're really good at picking and choosing on Marvel the storylines that were great and not so good at picking and choosing the ones that were good in Star Wars. So maybe they don't know and they think the Spider-Man Clone Saga was really popular and the Emperor coming back was really popular. So those are the things that they chose. The two most unpopular ideas that happened, in Marvel Comics and in Star Wars canon, bringing back the Emperor. The whole point of Return of the Jedi, killing the Emperor. We're just gonna bring him back.
Yeah.
I agree. Anyway, I don't want to get off on a
tangent on that one.
I love Star Wars, but I just don't like some of the things they've been doing with it recently.
Yeah. So I'll agree.
Mandalorian's awesome though.
Yeah, I'll agree with Jean-Marc, though. This was a bit of a filler episode, but again, if they're sort of these self-compartmentalized episodes, they're kind of all a little bit like this one, right? They're all very self-contained episodes. A lot of things moved forward a little bit,
Really? I think we left off. If you skipped that episode, you really didn't miss much. Besides finding out where that frog lady came from. Where the hell did she come from? And you're like, okay, cool. Literally, guys, that episode was a waste of time.
Yeah, you could skip it and you wouldn't miss anything that we know of. But all of those filler episodes, the characters from them came back. So maybe the Kim's Convenience is going to come back and save him later on because they basically let him go because they captured Bill Burr, right? They left Bill Burr in the cell. So he said, well, we were really looking for Bill Burr after that last special wasn't very popular, and we just needed to capture him. So thanks for throwing him in that cell. And otherwise they won't let him go.
Maybe Bill Burr gets released or escapes prison and shoots Baby Yoda. How great would that be?
Jean-Marc would be like, that's the greatest episode. It had Bill Burr and Baby Yoda died, and Bill Burr killed him. It's perfection.
Dude, that would be my ultimate thing of life. I would get that posterized. I'd buy a poster of Bill Burr shooting him. Oh, it'd be great.
Bill Burr shot first.
Exactly. Wow.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up on
that's it for me, guys. Anything else you got to add?
All right, guys. I think that's it. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Yep.
Thanks again for having me, guys. It was awesome.
No problem, buddy.
For episode 3, we'll see you soon.
They're not be as shitty as the last one.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.
Bye.